Monster's been really polished all year down there in Xfinity Series, and I think he's been chomping at the bit. And this week, Fire Slayer, owner of Integrity Motorsports, went ahead and claimed him off waivers. So he's going to be the newest driver in that 38 Ford Mustang there for Integrity Motorsports in Slayer.
Yeah, and other action, right? So across the board, as far while we're speaking about the captains, just want to get this off while we're doing the pre-race here, waiting for these Xfinity guys who have qualified. We're just waiting for the timing to start there, and then we'll be joined. But Deadman Inc., CEO Butters, that was your team. You started it, and just today, actually, you have relinquished the reins of team captain to focus more on running the league, and you have decided to give the reins of the team to Chase Beatty, who, man, he's real good at running teams, and he's one of your administrators. So looking forward to seeing what Deadman Inc. can do over there.
That's what he's good at running.
Right, and yeah, super excited for that. I mean, my whole intention was, like you said, Daddy, I was going to step back after end of the season, but I just want to, just totally focus more on the league, more of a neutral set of eyes. And Chase was always showing interest in me and maybe getting to be a captain next year, and so we just kind of chatted it out. And I'm like, why wait till then? You might as well just take the reins and do what he wants. So he's got full power over there, and it'll be interesting to see what he goes and what he does over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be interesting, especially this late in the season, 2 weeks before the playoffs for the Cup Series. But the Cup Series racing, that's going to happen later, so we're going to speak mostly of your Xfinity Series tonight. The same standards as for the Cup race that's going to be happening later tonight. But tonight they are at Daytona. There's this week. Next week is Kansas. That is going to be the final race before the playoffs. But tonight, Daytona. Worked all season long to get where you're sitting in the playoffs, and it can all go south real quick, as it is double points night at Daytona for the Xfinity Series. With that said, especially with some new viewers on the GC network, we should probably point out who our playoff drivers are sitting here. We have Drunk Fest. He's one of your Cup regulars now after being drafted to Los Angeles Motorsports. Monster Racing, before mentioned, he was drafted this week to the Integrity team. He's sitting second in points. Awesome. He also races for Integrity, so going to be intriguing to see if those guys work together. Blakey T sitting in fourth, one of the Deadman drivers. Bad guy, undrafted. Mike G, he's on, Tennessee Whiskey's team. Brinkerhoff, and then Old Guy. These guys, Brinkerhoff and Old Guy, not sitting on a Cup team. Just outside the Cup line, 2 points out. Forensic is just outside the cut line, but he is suspended this week, so he's probably going to drop pretty bad. And then Colleague Fan and Chewy round out your top 10. And realistically, Chewy, he's sitting about 43 points out or so, but he's still got every opportunity to be able to make it into the playoffs, especially with a double points night here at Daytona.
You can join when you're ready, bud.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Gonna blue screen. Don't anybody, Butters, don't respond. We're gonna get into this lobby. Once I get off blue screen, then you can go ahead and talk there.
Robbie, where you starting, Robbie?
And we're live.
Okay, I'm 10.
Pole sitter tonight, Colleague Fan just talked about how he's one of the drivers on the outside looking in. And real quick, this is going to be your starting lineup. Not going to spend a whole lot of time with it, so we can get in there and watch some crazy good action. We should mention the Cup Series is usually not the Cup Series, but the Cup Series does a qualifying in. If you're not top 16 points, you are having to qualify your way in every week. If that happens, you are eligible to race the Xfinity Series. This week, that is not the scenario, as all Cup drivers are eligible to race at Daytona. So there won't be any of the Cup regulars that are Cup-only points. You will still see the drivers that were signed mid-season from the Xfinity Series. To be fair, the administrators here at Cobra have decided that, if you're already running for a title and then you get picked up from the Cup team, it's not fair to just take you out of the Xfinity Series. So those drivers are still eligible to go for points. Going to go over to you, Butters, to start us off here on lap 1 of the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, so it looks like I just got loaded in here for that. It looks like we're running with the number 16 of our College Fan here in their city. And they're supposed to find their picking up an Old Guy. It's going to be interesting here tonight to see how these guys all work together, since there's not really, Xfinity is not a team-orientated league. So one good thing, or key thing I'm going to be looking at is watching how who works together, who's discussing things, and go from there.
Yeah, college fan said on the poll, looks like he's going to pull off and let these guys go. Doesn't want to be involved in any of the early drama. And also back there in that 92 car behind college fan is, I'm not sure what's going on, but that is one of the Cup regulars. That's Lucy Goosey, driver of the Venom number 47 Cup machine. I guess he decided he did want to try to partake in this. But up front right now, we're having one of our internet reporters. You guys can't hear him, but that is Tiller in the number 98 Ford, followed by Mike G in the 21 on the outside. Mike G getting contact from the bad guy, almost up into the wall there, 3 wide going down the backstretch, 2-3 rows deep as a 51 old guy looks to take the lead on the inside.
Good job, Robbie.
Yeah, going forward, you know, it's interesting thing, Daddy. Another thing I'll be looking at here tonight is, you know, Daytona. A lot of guys, you know, they basically run the bottom line and hung the line because they're afraid to run that job. But I'm hoping to see a couple of these guys that they'll peg out and we'll see some good 2-wide racing here that I'll try to make.
Yeah, Butters, real quick, can you go to your mic settings and try to turn it up out there in YouTube land? I got Dan Cates watching. He said that you're a little low. Yeah, so to any of the viewers out at home watching, this is the GC Sports YouTube page. However, like I said, we are broadcasting the Cobra Racing Series now, trying to extend our end goal. We've always wanted GC Sports to be a community-based league, and so bringing some other leagues in here to get some televised, you know, YouTube-sanctioned time frame here, like, it's really good. And these guys, I've been watching these guys, been a part of Cobra Racing now for this season, and it's some good action. The Xfinity Series, you know, you have a few rough races, but then you've seen some really good racing. And so far right here at Daytona, we're seeing 2x2 action throughout the whole field. We're not seeing the single file racing that you usually see in leagues at Daytona. So these guys are doing a good job. Tiller on the outside got pushed back a little. I got to say the 10's being a little rough with Bad Guy. He's made a little contact with just about everything he's been around. Somebody's in the wall back there.
Oh.
I'm trying to see if we can figure out who that. Oh, Big Red Monster Racing is spinning now on the backstretch. Not good for him, as he is second in points entering tonight.
Yeah, I got pinched from him and somebody else. I don't know what happened, but now I'm losing the draft too.
That was Ty Racing in the number 90 that we've seen get into the wall, and a lot of incidents happen there. But up front right now, we have Old Guy. That is RJ Smitty's dad. The old guy in the Xfinity and the young guy sitting there in the Cup Series, but Old Guy is doing a pretty good job here at Daytona, and he is known as a pretty good super speedway driver, so he's going to have to be somebody you keep your eyes on. Somebody we don't speak about on a week-to-week basis, Crazy Bader up here sitting on that second position on the inside line. Looks like he's running about 4th right now, but he's in that custom number 8 machine. He's doing a good job. Kenny B used to be in the Cup Series, was dropped, yet to be picked back up. He's leading the charge on the outside lane as they enter 3 and 4 in that number 44 Chevy Camaro, and he is going to be your new race leader, as that outside lane is just doing a lot better than the inside as they formed up. Over to you, Butters.
Yeah, it's exciting to watch to see that actually they made that move on the outside to take that lead. So, yeah, totally excited about that. Glad we're seeing 2 lanes. Just a quick thing, I don't know if DK can hear me. I don't know if that's a little better. If you want to shout out YouTube there to let me know if I'm a little louder. But yeah,
Denke, you got a copy? Is Butters a little louder for you to hear at home? Robbie Racing, our race reporter, he's back here in all this action. We've seen below the yellow, but it looks like he was kind of giving way. A little craziness going on. We are seeing these drivers start to single out Butters. It's really one of those you almost have to expect it. Oh, and Warpig, that's another Cup Series driver sitting there, P2 in that number 17 custom, 27 machine, as he's in front of Old Guy. Old Guy gets down into the front end of the 98 of Tiller. And I believe that's Chewy rounding up the top 5 in that number 77. He said you're good on voice level now, there, Butters.
Appreciate it, dude.
All right, we have 6 live viewers at home. I only have Ben Kate talking in the YouTube. Let's go ahead and get some other comments from those guys out there, who you guys are picking, and maybe you're just watching the race, in which case don't comment, because I had no texting, driving, in NASCAR. Ask Brad Keselowski. Yeah, this racing's pretty good so far. Brinkhoff, he's way down on the apron. Don't know if he's signaling he's going to pit.
No,
or if he's mowing the yard, one or the other.
I got distracted.
Luce is a little out of there. The 90 of Ty Racing, we spoke about him and his issues. But other than that, for the most part, these drivers are all still doing a really good job. Mike G sitting just inside the top 5 now, as he's gotten around Chewy The one thing I don't think I like necessarily is if I'm Kenny B, I feel like he burnt a bridge a little too soon. He was on the outside lane, led that charge to the lead. Once he got there, he dropped down. Now, I'm not going to say that's wrong because you got to do what's best for you with these super speedways, but if I was the guy pushing him that felt like I got left out, maybe later on in the race, I'm not pushing that same car to the front doing the same thing. So definitely going to have something we watch here for that number 44 machine of Kenny B on how many friends he burnt bridges. Chewy gets shot way up the track. His crazy better's going to get to the inside of him. Going to go over to you again, Butters.
Yeah, so as I'm looking here at, like you said, they're kind of single file there a little bit, but I see a couple guys moving to the, trying to get, maybe saying, hey, come with me. I see number 98 at Tiller there. But yet they had any takers yet to go with them here on this higher side. But like I said, so far, pretty much super stoked the way this racing has started out here from being a plate track. I'm just kind of curious. I didn't really catch at the beginning. Anybody mentioned at the beginning, like how many laps and stages?
We're on 9 of 14.
14 laps in the stage. Out there on YouTube, Fire Slayer, team captain for a couple of these drivers. That would be Monster Racing and Awesome. Well, you asked where Monster is. He spun out early. No caution came out for that, so he's a lot of loss to the draft. That was the 22 machine. We backed up and watched there for about a half lap. As far as Awesome enters this race third in points, he's not here. So double points tonight, and your third place driver in points is not in this race, so that's going to hurt him pretty bad. Hopefully, for your sake, he's in the Cup race. Otherwise, that's going to be crazy. It looked like, was that, no, not Warplay, who's that? Some driver got spun onto the apron there. It looked like they saved it, though. I'm not sure how. That was the 60 of Nick Jackson. Going to try to get it over to him if possible. Nick Jackson, 1997, that was him that caught the apron there in the corner, about spun out. And really, Tiller's in my ear talking about how that looked a lot worse than it was going to be. And really, I'm surprised that wasn't an accident. When you get on the apron in the corners, it spins you out pretty quickly. And on top of that, that was about mid-pack of this front car. So really good job by all these Xfinity Series drivers here at the Cobra Racing League to be able to avoid that and stay green flag, as this lead pack still has about 12, 13 cars in it, and they're all doing a great job. 61 Funktown gets into the 10 and back guy a little bit in the backside. Single file action here at Daytona as these guys are closing in on the final laps here of stage number 1. To any of my in-race reporters out there, do you guys know if you're going to have to pit in stage 1 or should be?
Nah.
Tiller gets walled from the 16
go.
college fan, gets loose, caught the apron, gets into the 98 of Tiller. No harm, no foul, though. They're all going to save it. Just a little bit of lost positions. Brent, what'd you say? Is it pit stops or not?
Nah. We're good.
Denkate out there, he's cheering for Tiller. So Tiller has one fan ever in any of the leagues he's ever raced in. And Denkate, that would be the white and blue number 98 Ford Mustang. That one would be Tiller right there. 2 spots back of 61 of Funky Town that we're watching.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start with at least one fan at one time.
I'm telling you, right? Like, hey, at least there's somebody cheering you on.
Right. Go get him, Tiller.
Yeah, I mean, I get cheered in
is
section,
wild,
right?
for sure.
In the races, whenever I'm on a broadcast race, people are always cheering for me, but a little different. They're cheering for me to smash up a wall or something. I feel like I'm Kyle Busch sometimes.
Right.
Up front, we still have Kenny B, followed by Warpig, followed by Old Guy Chewy, and Mike G. Butters, they're closing in on the end of the stage. How many laps do you think you need to really wait before you start making that final push if you're sitting outside the top 5 right now?
You know, I'm not too sure. I mean, every guy thinks a little bit. I mean, if they're going to make a move, I would say they're going to make it maybe on the white flag. Maybe down the back stretch, they're going to set up, maybe put a little gap so they get a run on that draft. So when they go through 3-4, they got a little bit of a run. But it all depends how hard the leader wants to block too, or he's going to be looking to drive it into the here. But that's what I'm guessing. These guys, if they're going to make a move, it's going to be, I'm guessing, right around on that white flag lap somewhere on the track. As far as I would say, closer to 3-4, they're going to get a run.
Yeah, so not to disagree with you, right? But so at Talladega, the start-finish line is after the tri-oval. So Oh, they're on the white flag lap here, so we're about to find out. I personally, if I was outside the top 5, I probably already would have been testing the waters, as trying to pass 4 or 5 cars at once is going to be almost impossible. You're going to need a lot of help. So I probably would have tested the waters, but right now I'm liking where this 51 machine is. He backed up a little bit. Is he going to get a run here as they get ready to go into turns 3 and 4? 61 of Funky Town. Looks like he's going to go to the outside. He's side by side with Mike G. That's for P4. What a run he has, as now he's side by side with a 51 of Old Guy. He's doing it by himself. 9 of Cody looking to the outside. Crazy Bader on the inside of that number 8. Leader has no action going on up there, as it looks like Kenny B is going to be your stage 1 winner. Warpig does make a move on a little too late, but he's going to finish second with Old Guy third, Mike G fourth, and Chewy rounding out your top 5. Now, for all the drivers that lost the draft here early in stage number 1, you probably didn't get any stage points that's really going to hurt you. However, this stage break without having to pit or any of that stuff's going to group these guys all back together. So pretty excited to see what we have going on here. Butters, over to you. Who is maybe 1 or 2 drivers that you're looking on the track and you're really, really impressed with how they're running here at Daytona?
Yeah, the main guy, or the first guy I noticed was that he pushed his way to the front, not saying in a bad way, but he was up front. I seen Funky Town work his way up to the front there, and he actually was one that made that move, tried a little earlier than the lead lap. He was the first one to go up in that line. But yeah, Funky Town's always kind of intrigued to see if he's going to be able to make his move and stay up in that front pack before the end of the race.
Yeah, I really like Funky Town, Crazy Bader. We don't talk about these guys on a week-to-week basis, right?
Yeah,
so,
Crazy Bader's another one, yes.
Yeah, it's really good to see these guys running up front. Robbie Racing looks like he's
Tiller,
using a strategy call.
1 car between us,
He
Tiller.
is now your race leader in that number 07 Chevy.
Oh, big
boy.
wreck. Big wreck in the corner.
No bueno.
I think that was absolutely lag.
We do have our first caution of the day.
Hey, Robbie, you got a copy?
Hey bud, how you doing?
Looks like you used strategy to get yourself in position number 1. Stage 1 clearly did not go your way as you lost the draft. Stage 2, being able to be the race leader. You got to feel pretty good right now, especially with an early caution like this. If you hadn't pit, now you can take a pit stop and get some freshes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the end of the stage there, I actually forgot to press the X button because I was too busy listening to you two talk.
So it's our fault. Gator Mike out there. Thank you for tuning in. Denkate, yes, Cobra Racing does let you drive custom cars in the Xfinity Series as long as that is announced prior. You get with the Xfinity Series admins, which is Chase and Long Live the Sauce, and they get you a number, and you can request just about any number at that time. So, yep, that's how that goes. Gator Mike tuning into the YouTube. We have 10 live viewers now. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Long Live the Sauce out there making his first comment. Thank you, guys, for tuning in. Of course, the Xfinity drivers are really, really going to enjoy seeing all the comments and the views that they're getting during these races live. Up front right now, we have Warpig in the 27, followed by Pole Sitter, Colleague Fan in that number 16. We're riding along with him simply because he is the pole sitter. Right behind him is Mike G, in-race reporter that y'all can't hear, but that is Brinkhoff in the Darrell Waltrip throwback number 17.
Yeah, the number 17, that's Brinkhoff. I always call that, I've been calling that the dreamsicle. That's what it looks like to me.
Looks like a what?
A dreamsicle. Do you know what that means? You know, have you heard of that, Taddy?
Yeah, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, come on. I figured Oklahoma popsicles. Come on.
Yeah. Well, that Luce just got a whole box of Dreamskulls for his birthday yesterday. Long Live the Sauce is drinking the vodka Dreamskulls today as it's his 21st birthday, so I want to give a shout out to those guys. Birthday weekend, you're going to see them both in the Cup race here later on tonight. Colleague Fan was sitting in P2, went into the corner, caught the apron. Mike G closed the hole. Colleague Fan is going to get car ramrodded now by that inside line, made up of looks like 8, 9, 10 cars as Tiller's going around him now, but there's Let Loose up there pushing the 16 machine of Colleague Fan. Every other car is in line and on the bottom of the track. Going to go up front here. We're riding with the 21 machine of Colleague Fan. Actually going to try to find somebody a couple spots further so we can see more of the action here. Kenny B got enough airtime last time, so let's find somebody else to ride along with. Brinkerhoff, let's go ahead and ride along with that Dream School machine that we were talking about.
Don't give him the curse.
Oh, Pico Gator out there is Sauce's said Sauce is 16. Gator Mike said he thought he was 14. Let Loose is like 9, so it is what it is. I mean, let's be honest. Listen, here's the deal. You said not to give Brinkerhoff the curse. So there's this thing that when I'm racing and like the broadcast puts on me, that's usually when I wreck. So Brinkerhoff tends to do a lot of broadcasting, and I tend to be on his screen every now and then and end up in the wall. So I figured payback. This is karma as we ride along with the number 17 in P3. Pretty decent looking racing here as, again, there's Crazy Bader sitting in P4. Great run by that number 8 Ford. Chewy again running in P5. Cody, another one of those drivers that we don't speak of too much other than being involved in some real bad luck and in wrecks as he's running in P6 right now. No, he's not. He's spinning around. Really should not have just mentioned that. Right as I say Cody's usually involved in some bad wrecks, he's spinning around on the backstretch. So, my bad, Cody. It was you getting the broadcast curse, but it looks like we're staying green after that big wreck.
Yeah, it looks like they all pulled through that. I mean, kudos to those guys for being able to gather that. There was a lot of cars out of shape there in that last.
Yeah, I didn't 100% see what all had happened, but Pete Cola out there in YouTube land giving us the shout out and letting us know that that's Chewy wrecking the field up there in the front. I'm not so sure that's what happened, but it may have. Back here, I'm seeing a little bit of action in the second pack now, led by colleague fan, old guy, looks like the 61 Funky Town, 44 Kenny B, and now the 98 of Tiller. These guys lost the draft with all that incident happened. All they can hope and pray at this point is they're going to have to stay in line, hope the colleague fan it can run a straight enough line and catch these guys. As I say that, bad guy goes flying through the apron, ends up getting back on track, no harm, no foul, but Chewy's going to be the driver losing all the positions there. Butters, this is pretty crazy little stage 2 here, right? Where you want to sit? Do you want to be in this lead pack with these guys, or maybe possibly being that backpack that's a little more tame right now?
You know, as long as he's front, I'd prefer to be up in this front pack. I mean, as long as these guys don't get too crazy. I mean, right now they're all maintaining and handling what they're doing, but yeah, well, one thing I noticed there, I see the number 22 Monster. He's up in this lead pack, so after starting out having a tough break, losing that draft in the first stage, he's up here battling now. So look to him to make be right up front here.
Yeah, and he's still working that outside, and you spoke about it there in stage 1. We seen him go spinning, ended up on his lid there. No caution came out for him, so that was really unfortunate for that number 22 machine. But here we are, stage 2. Again, we talked about the rack and stack and getting to run it all over again. And now he's in P6 just outside the top 5 with a little bit of help from Chewy. And here comes Let Loose in that number 92 machine. So Monster Racing, not out of this by any means. He's setting himself in a pretty good position here to get some good stage points. Robbie, I'm going to send it down to you. Do you have a lap count whenever you get there?
You'll have to give me a minute because I'm a lap down.
We're coming to 2 to go.
There you go.
All right, so our race leader is going to go ahead and ride with our race leader. That is War Pig, Cup Series regular. You'll see him later tonight, but he's in front of Mike G, Brinkerhoff, Crazy Bader, Bad Guy. That is your top 5, all on the inside. These guys are getting ready to take 2 laps to go. Monster Racing, Chewy, and Let Loose. Really, that the oddballs out here wanting to make a move. Butters, if you were in the top 5 right now, right? So you don't want to make a move. You're getting really good stage points if you're an Xfinity regular. Warpig again, he's a Cup Series driver. So him beating you doesn't really hurt you too bad. If you're Mike G, Brinkoff, Crazy Bader, or Back Guy, you're really sitting in a pretty comfortable position. What would you do? Are you going to stay in line, or are you going to maybe still try to make a move?
No, this stage here, if I was driving yet, when I did drive, I'd try to just ride this stage down. Going back to the first stage, I would have maybe tried to test the waters, like you explained a little bit, to see if you had something. But coming to the end here on the second stage, I would just ride this out. You're getting your stage points, and just go on.
Yeah, I was just going to mention something here, right? So this lead pack started going side by side. Monster Racing, Crazy Bader hitting everything that's moving. But while these guys are battling it out, that second pack is catching, and they're catching in a hurry. So you talked about, Butters, about staying single file. There is 1 lap to go. They did not stay single file. They've separated. Now it's 4 cars, 2 cars, 2 cars, and then a group of 5 that's been working together this whole time that is just steamrolling and about to catch these guys. This Funky Town now is at the back end of that number 92 of Loosey Goosey. We're riding along with that 92 machine. They're getting ready to go into 3 and 4. They're going to make the move. They're all going to high side. Tiller in tow of that number 61 Toyota. They look like they're going to get past Loosey Goosey and possibly Crazy Bader. Oh, the lead pack is all congested. Here they go. There is now 10 to 12 cars all here battling for this race stage number 2 win. Gonna try to get over to Mike G. There is crossing the line. Mike G, Brinkerhoff, Bad Guy, War Pig, and I'm not sure who the lead car on the outside was, but that is going to be your top 5 here in stage number 2. That was some crazy action to finish out the stage.
You know, good job, Mike G. I know he can't hear me, but good job to him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a good finish way it ended there. That was
My heart is racing.
Excited. But yeah, you were right, Taddy. You know, before we go into stage 3, you know, those guys in the back that worked so well together in that second pack, you know, they stayed lined up, and when they seen those guys up front go side by side and start mixing up, they were happy. You know, they were excited. But on the other end of that spectrum, I'm sure some of the guys in the lead pack were kind of wondering, why are you guys doing this right now? You know, and then they were letting that second pack come up. You know, a good thing it was right at the end of the stage there. If it would have been any earlier, it'd been really interesting.
Yeah, I actually, right, so I think that second pack was catching them the whole time, and really it was only just a matter of when. The lead pack didn't seem to hold the same line that the back pack did, not quite as straight or fast, so right, so they were losing time the whole entire time, and then once they start racing, right, everybody wants the stage win, so they start racing side by side, and here comes the second pack. Entering stage 3, here we go. We're green flag in the lead. Number 21, Mike G, followed by Brinkerhoff on the inside line, who I'm not sure what happened. A little loose.
The 10's all over my rear is what happened.
10, a Bad Guy on the outside. 77, a Chewy right there on the back end of the 17. These guys are actually going to lose to the leader a little bit. The 21 of Mike G pulling away, but that's actually not good at these super speedways. If this was Auto Club last week, that's great. But here at Daytona, he is a sitting duck in that number 21 hot stream. Chevy Camaro up there, P1. Here comes Brinkerhoff. Is he going to make a move, or is he going to stay in line? Looks like he's going to stay in line and keep pushing the 21. 77 went up like he was going to make a move, thought better of it.
He's why I stayed in line.
He's sitting there in P4. Kenny B in P5. Colleague, Finn, and Cody. Cody making his way back to the front after we've seen him wrecking in stage 2 as well.
Yeah, just this whole race I've been watching, you notice a couple times you're talking about Crazy Bader out there. I don't know if he's got handling issues or what he's got cooking out there, but you know, he looks like a windshield.
You know, I bring this up anytime I stream a super speedway, right? And so you really see the difference of who's on a wheel in comparison to who's on a controller at these super speedways. For some reason, these are the easier tracks to drive. It's a wide open, you hold the pedal down and you just turn left and right, but you really see the cars that look like they're holding a really steady line typically are on a controller, and the ones that are weaving in and out, they're kind of flicking their controller left and right, and they just haven't found that sweet spot on a controller setting that they can find and hold it in one spot and be able to make it through these corners, and that really happens, and it makes it difficult to pass somebody on the outside here, especially in the corners. If you're on the outside of somebody on a controller and they're juking and jiving left and right, contact usually happens and you end up in the wall.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I 100% agree with you, Daddy. I mean, when I first started racing, I was on a controller, and I struggled so hard on super speedways trying to hold the line. But yeah, it is a big difference. You go to a wheel, and it's much easier to hold the line with a wheel. So, if Bader is running on a controller, I understand. You know, like Daddy said, you just got to find that sweet spot. Eventually, I believe he'll get it someday.
Yeah, I'm seeing it, right, so we're actually riding along with that Mac Tools Ford Mustang, no Crazy Bader, and I'm seeing it down the straightaways. He's running a pretty smooth line. Once they get into the corners, he tends to drift up real high, and he's trying to jerk it down real quick so nobody can get there. And then on the exit, he drifts up a little high, too. Now, right here, we're going to see he's getting low, but that's because he was making contact with the 92 of Let Loose. Loose drifted up, 8 was pushing him, almost ended up underneath him, and that's also another thing that we're seeing here in the super speedway races. On the exit corner, the driver in front, it's really easy to get frustrated. As 61 in the wall back there off the nose of the 27 of Warpig, but it's really easy to get frustrated here because you know you're trying to hold the bottom, you're trying to stay in line, but you give an inch of the car behind you will take a mile. If you leave half a car length, you can promise their nose is going to make sure that it is a full car length for them to get underneath there. So really difficult to drive these tracks. It's not all just about holding the throttle wide open. You really got to pace and control the cars behind you, as well as being able to stay in tow with the drivers in front of you.
Yeah, going back to that last little incident, I caught it. It looks like the number 10 Bad Guy caught that apron a little bit. You know, when he brought her back up, kind of drifted up and got into funky, and that's what kind of got him flipped up into the walls.
I think we're getting a high line.
A little bit of a racing deal, I think.
Trying to find Picola's favorite driver. He's running in P3 right now. That is the number 77 Rockstar Ford Mustang. He gets on the apron underneath Brinkerhoff, and he's not going to lift. He's going to hold the position. It's 21, and Mike G's actually going to go up to pick up Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff going to cross down to the bottom. Chewy's still all over the place, taking out the whole front half of the pack. You see, there goes Cody. There goes Colleague Fan. The 98 of Tiller just went 300 in the air.
That should be bringing out our caution number 2. Yeah, we got cars slipping on their lids. It's a disaster out there.
Infield, Care Center, Robbie Racing, you are being told to report there. No, that was pretty crazy action. We even heard you screaming there about trying to get through there, and it looks like you actually did make it through there unscathed. So that's should put you in top 5, top 6. So how you feeling about your race now, Robbie?
Yeah, pretty chill.
That did not sound chill at all. Out there in YouTube land, we have Pico still speaking. Derek Cope out there, aka Atlanta Braves. You'll see him here shortly in the Cup Series action. Thanks for tuning in. We have 11 live viewers. We were up to 14 at one point, so pretty good show out here for the Xfinity Series on the GC Sports Racing Network here on YouTube.
Let me in, Monster. Come on.
Mike said Tiller looked like Jeff Bodine on that last round.
And hard to disagree with him there. Yeah, Tiller went airborne. Yeah, no, on our screen you were skyrocketed. You were very, very high in the air. What a spectacle sauce set. Oh, go ahead, Butters.
Oh, I was just gonna say, as we go back to green here, we're all lined up 2 by 2, and what are we looking at for laps count, guys? Anybody throw that out there?
We're on 41 of 60.
41 of 60? So
yeah, 41 of 60, so about 20 laps to go. This is lap 41, so yeah, 20 laps remain.
So will there
you guys
be
know
a green stop?
Yeah, pit stops, no?
Probably. No, they're close. We're really close, but probably not.
So, if they're really close on fuel, you guys didn't hear Brinkerhoff said they're really, really close on fuel.
Probably a lap we're good, though.
I'm assuming they get 18 or 19 to the tank, but because it's super speedway, the only driver in need of saving fuel right now is going to be the 21, as the draft is naturally going to help these guys save a lap to 2 laps pretty easy. Any more than that, they could always back it off and save even more, but the 21 of Mike V will need to fall back or start slowing down the whole pace of the field up front.
Oh, fucking monster, really?
I just want a quick thing too, like we mentioned every week, we're on our first week GC Sports, and added bonus for the winner of our Xfinity races. They have an automatic invite to race the next race at the Cup level. So we've had that been going all season. So yeah, it's just one little perk for these guys in the Xfinity series. They are the winner.
No way, Colleague. You left it open, Colleague.
Yeah, and where that becomes intriguing aspect of the Cobra Racing League, Butters, Mike G is a Cup driver. You have Monster. It just signed this week. He's a Cup driver. So the first driver really looking to try to make it into the Cup race is last week's race winner at Auto Club. That's Chewy right now in that number 77. Brinkerhoff going to the outside with the 21. But we actually spoke to Brinkerhoff. Again, he is going to be the broadcaster for the Cup race tonight. So even if he wins, he's not going to take that as not only, Butters, do they have the opportunity, but they don't have to take that track. They have, how many weeks do they have before they can use that?
3 weeks.
I'm saving it for Canadian Tire.
But since we're running down to the end of the season here, obviously we only got a couple weeks left before the playoffs start. But yeah, that was the general consensus that since the beginning was they had a 3-week period. If they didn't necessarily want to run, wasn't their favorite track that the Cup guys were running, they could use it in the next couple. Yeah, that's the basic rule to that whole program.
Tiller, I will go with the 22. I will abandon Chewy. Oh, shit. Yeah, just like that, I guess. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I don't know what he did. But I was just trying to prepare. I'll stick with the 22. I committed to him in the pre-race.
All right, so Butters, you're a little new to broadcasting here on the GC Network stream. You have been a part of a few of the races, but for the most part, you're pretty new. So we're getting down to it here, about 15 laps to go here at the Xfinity Series Daytona. Now's as good of a time as any to give the viewers at home a GC rev it up here, as we're going to do a lap around. Once these guys get to the start-finish line, we'll go ahead and ride along with the field for a lap. We'll crank up the volume so you guys can get a little idea of what the motors are doing, and you might hear some context the way this race has been going. So, ooh, Ty Racing right there in the 90. He's up in P4. Monster Racing. Been in a lot of incidents tonight. He's now your race leader. Brinkerhoff riding along with him, currently sitting in P2, and the Jeff Bodine Airborne number 98 of Tiller sitting there in P3. As turn up your monitors, here we go, guys.
Crank it up.
Tiller, I got a little bit of damage on the rear, so I don't have a lot of pull-out speed, so I will go with you or the 22. Whoever pulls me to second is who I'll go with. Right, me too. Me too. I'm just prepping for what might happen later. Unless I can get underneath Monster, but, you know, I'm just... Oh, shit. Good job, thank you. That's probably the rear damage. 14 to go.
And that was our lap around Daytona with these drivers. Pretty good action, a lot of gas, not a whole lot of lift from these guys, as you can tell there. So it's a pretty good time here. Butters, like I said, you don't get to be part of that a whole lot. How'd you like that? Could you hear the cars pretty good through the headset there?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, in the past I've seen you, watching a couple of your broadcasts. Even, I remember you being one of the features here on your broadcast. And yeah, I heard it perfectly fine. That's very cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to do this broadcast and extend the GC Sports over there to the Cobra Racing League, get you guys some airtime. Not that you don't have your own YouTube, right? But it was your own personal one, so trying to fix a little bit of the issues there, get it broadcast mainstreamed elsewhere. And I even went out and got a new headset, so that was the first time I tried doing that with a new headset. So pretty good time here.
Yeah, since we're kind of in the middle of this run here too, another thing, like I said, once again, I just want to thank Caddy for having this idea about bringing the Cobra onto the GC Sports Network. As far as, the goal is to get a little more exposure here for the Cobra League. We just want to get that name out there. So, also saying with that, anybody out there in the GC land, you ain't got nothing really going on Friday nights. We work close together with Caddy and everything. So if you're showing interest in this and something you guys are looking to do on a Friday night, hit us up. Either hit Caddy up and he'll relay the message. And like I said, we're always looking to grow. We want to make it. We want to make the e-racing community the best that we can make it.
Yeah, you really nailed it on the head there. That's what it's all about, is the community, right? Like, most people are all about their own stuff and what they got going on personally, right? I've said it since day one. I support other leagues, I support other drivers, I support some of the teams even here that go and race in other places. And Cobra Racing is definitely one of those leagues that I 100% support. As looks like Taylor got pushed or got loose. I'm not sure what happened. He ends up on the outside of that number 98 40. He's going to lose a few positions, but definitely appreciate the opportunity to be able to mainstream your racing here, Butter. So thank you.
Yeah, like I said, thank you to you. If anybody knows, the last few weeks I've been fighting some technical difficulties with my internet, and in a way I was feeling it was hurting the league, and I was trying my best to figure things out. And like I said, once again, Caddy approached me in our last weekend and had this idea, and I figured, for the time being, let's do it. Let's get the league exposure, and let's try to grow, like I said, grow this community together.
Yeah, out there on YouTube, Dencade actually, but
they slowed up real quick, man. I'm sorry. I had to run and I didn't want to take it.
Dencade, if you're serious and you wanted
to, the nine's lagging.
Cobra Racing League, you can write me, you can write Butters, you can write Chase Beatty. Really, anybody that you're going to see in tonight's action. Again, this is just the Xfinity Series, but they're going to have the Cup Series next. And realistically, just about every single driver in the Cup Series that you're going to see, and you'll recognize a lot of the names from the GC side, but just about any driver, you get a hold of them, and they'll get you in touch with the administrators here with the Cobra Racing League, and they'll get you into this Xfinity Series here on Friday nights.
Yeah, like Daddy said. Go ahead, Daddy.
No, go ahead. I'm just the battle up front.
Go ahead.
No, you carry on. We'll get to it right after.
I was just going to make a quick comment to Denke. Yeah, any one of the admins can help you out. I can help you out. We get you hooked up. Chase is the main overseeing guy of the Xfinity series. So, but like I said, any one of the admins, yeah, can hook you up.
We'll get back there, man. We will.
Up front, we have Monster Racing, Chewy in P2. Brinkerhoff in third. Tiller made it back up to fourth. These guys did. Tiller and Brinkerhoff actually ended up closer to the rear of this lead pack that is starting to dwindle a little bit more each lap. I'm assuming we have about 7 or 8 laps to go. If one of the in-race reporters could verify that, that would be greatly appreciated.
52 of 60. 52 of 60.
52 of 60, so we're currently have 9 to go, getting ready to come to 8 to go this time by.
So I can't draft and do math. I can just read.
So fuel-wise, we're good to go, Brick?
Yeah.
Okay, so you heard it from Brick there. So it looks like fuel.
Well, they didn't actually. Oh, Chewy, you loose-ass mother. Yeah, you are the man, bro. Oh, you got a Christmas card this year.
Sorry about that silencer. Yeah, I got intrigued here with a couple of moves there.
I will take advantage of them as soon as I can.
Brick was down on the apron, but yeah. So as you said, Taddy, we're coming down. It looks like 8 or 7 to go.
They should have 8 to go as we speak. They are on lap 53 of 60.
So now I think this is the time where you're going to see where guys were making deals or who was talking to each other at the beginning of the race. You know, this is the time to start working together and make that final push.
He's not going to be able to hold this turn. I'm just going to stay on him into the turns.
I believe this is going to be the time you're going to start seeing these deals being worked out.
I want him to think I want to go high.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm a little interested that, you know, they are waiting this far before they start making their moves on when they want to start looking in and stuff, right?
You see that high line start to form, though.
Yeah, I mean, the actions are starting to be taken. We're starting to see people make efforts of testing the waters, right? But 5-6 laps to go. It's a little late, you know. Luckily, there's only 6-7 cars here, so it's not going to be a whole big deal trying to get them up and running. You know, really good action so far from the Xfinity Series, and I'm really excited to see how this is going to end. There's still plenty of cars here in contention that have a good chance of winning this race.
Yeah, you know, you're watching as this winds down. You know, like I always thought on plate tracks, you know, that guy running third place looks like Brink is right now. To me, if he can hold where he's at and get something set up, I mean, he's in the best position right now for that move at the end of the race. I always believe that guy in third place has always got the golden ticket here when you're coming down the end of the race.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Third, fourth, fifth, sometimes the best place to be. Second's a little hard. Go to make your move. The leader can see it clearly. And so because of that, they end up blocking the guy in second, but the guys coming third, fourth, fifth on back is really hard to see that from the rear view of the leaders. We're seeing Chewy set back pretty hard on the 22. Looks like he's going to get ready to make a run and go for it. Dente, this is getting near the end of the season. After tonight, there will be 1 race remaining before the playoffs for these guys.
But yeah, I always thought, you know, like the easiest for the third place car, Daddy, is like I always thought the golden seat was the third place car because, you know, he's the one that's probably, if he is out there working deals, like, the guys in that 4th, 5th, and 6th spot, that's their opportunity to actually move up and hopefully get a second or third. So, you know, that guy in that third place car, he's the one that makes the move. And if they follow, it's going to be an offer.
No, it's okay. We got Monster.
If they don't, it could come back and bite them.
Yeah, sometimes what I like to do is be in the guy in 4th, 5th, maybe even 6th place, right? So you know the battling's about to intensify, and so if you're in 3rd and you go to make the move, the guy in 4th you've already spoke to and discussed that you guys are going to work together, right? When you're in P5, you haven't made any verification that you're going to stick with anybody, and so if they block the top 2 and you're down low with that same run that they had, eventually as the leader you can only block so many lanes, and it's either block the lane or get into a wreck. And so like you said, sometimes it's P3 when you're with the guy in 2nd, he makes move high, the leader goes high, you end up staying low and passing both all in one shot, or maybe it's 5th, 6th backward, things go crazy and you get the move. Michael McDowell sitting there last season at the Daytona when he won the 500, he was in P3 when the leaders wrecked. Last night, even in the duels, he was in P3, ended up P2, almost won it as Joey Logano and Chris Buescher wrecked. So P3 is definitely a good spot to be here in super speedway racing, as it looks like we're coming to 5 laps to go now as they exit turn 4. And I think within these 5 laps, these race leaders are going to be catching some lap traffic. I seen a car up there driving all by themselves.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch here. Monster, I think, was doing an excellent job. coming off the turns, he would slide up and catch that top pack, and then when they go into the turn, he would slide back down in front of that inside pack. So he's doing a really good job, Leo, as you want to say defensive driving, I'm saying. But I think I believe you can only do that for so long before someone's going to get this too much of a run on you, and it's either you're going to have to let him go or there's going to be a wreck.
Yeah, well, don't look now. Don't look now, but this lead pack, all this battling side by side as these guys are trying to figure out who to work with and when they're going to make their move. But here comes Mike G with one heck of a run in that number 21 machine. He's going to go past loose on the inside. He's got Kenny B, Warpick, Robbie Racing, Collie Fan, Funky Town, and Brinkerhoff.
Stay up there, Robbie. Stay up there, Tiller.
Those guys when that all happened. So these guys are going crazy as that 6, 7, 8 car pack is now turned back into a 12, 13 car pack. All for the race lead here as Monster Racing still your race leader out front in that number 22
We need a little
machine.
more help. Go, we got 2 laps.
Tanner Bad Guy has now made his way into second as Bad Guy has gotten underneath the 77 of Chewy on the outside line. He has Old Guy in tow, but Cody, Mike G, Kenny B, Warpig, these guys are all looking to get past that number 77. Oh, the 51 Old Guy, there's a wreck. 77 around, he collects into Brinkerhoff. Tiller was involved. 51 Old Guy involved. Race is staying green up front. Monster Racing goes to the high side. Bad Guy looking on the inside. Looks like the 21 of Mike G's up top with Monster Racing. But yeah, Butters, over to you. The 22 is doing a great job controlling both lanes.
Yeah, I mean, that's I keep going back. I'm watching Monster Racing. I mean, it's just showing the talent that guy does have. I mean, overall, he's a fairly good driver. I never realized Monster was this strong at Speedway. So. Kind of excited to see him up into the Cup race next race up there with his actual team integrity, and we'll see what kind of a push those guys can have tonight. So, but yeah, it's coming down to here to a kind of a crazy finish. And,
I think we're coming to 3 to go. I'm not certain.
This is the last lap.
It is.
This
so
is?
kudos to these guys.
Race over.
What is there?
So is that the race, or this is not the last lap?
That's it.
No,
We're
that
done.
was right. I didn't even realize.
Monster Racing, Bad Guy, and Cody are your top 3. Do you have Bad Guy and Cody? Butters?
I can look.
I can get Monster added, but I don't have the other 2 to be able to add them. I don't know if anybody in here does.
I'd have to look. I probably had most of those guys added in the other chat.
Brinkcroft, do you happen to have them? Any chance?
Who?
Cody or
No.
Bad Guy?
Maybe. Man, I thought I had one on Chewy. I just need Monster to stay up.
I do not have either.
Alright, Cody 1994 _ Who'd you add? Brink?
Bad Guy.
Okay.
Thing is, every couple of weeks I go through my list making sure I got everybody, but apparently I keep missing guys.
You got Monster?
Yeah, I've already added Monster and I just added Cody, so now I'm just waiting on these guys to join. I didn't have Cody, but I found him, so we're good. Looks like Monster has joined the broadcast chat with us. You got a copy there, Monster?
Yes, sir.
If you could, we're going to give it a few minutes, we're going to get to you last, but if you could just make sure that your voice is set to always loud, please, that would be greatly appreciated. Fastest lap of the race goes to Kenny B with a 45.033 there in that number 44 machine.
I will be back.
Great action here in the Xfinity Series.
Yes, it was for sure. I mean, like I was going to chime in a little bit there at the end before. Didn't realize that was that many laps were left. I was really impressed that we didn't have what I've been calling for the last few weeks, the 20 to go curse, where we struggle a lot of times with under 20 laps where the racing gets real dicey and
Yeah, what's going on, Brink?
bring out a bunch of yellows and But tonight I was really impressed. I was really glad to see it go. We had good long runs, and yeah, that's what I wanted to say there at the end of that race.
Who was that joined? Was that Bad Guy?
Yep.
All right, Bad Guy, can you do me a favor?
What's that?
Can you check your voice settings and make sure they're set to always allow? Cody, if you could do the same thing, make sure your voice settings are set to always allow.
How's that, though?
I don't know. I'm not going to blue screen to check it. I can hear you regardless. I just want to make sure the viewers at home can hear it on the YouTube.
Cool deal, man.
All right, so Cody, you got a copy? You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, bud.
All right, so P3 there for the race at Daytona. That racing looked crazy. Looked like stage 2. You ended up in a wreck. Unfortunately, it was as I was talking about you. You ended up wrecked there, but yeah, crazy action there.
Man. It was fast too. I'm telling you, running 202, 205, wide open.
Yeah, again, crazy action that got you involved in a wreck, right? And then you're able to work your way back forward. We kind of counted you out, and then all of a sudden it dawned on me, hey, I actually am riding along with you, trying to watch all this action. You're sitting in the top 5 position. Were you excited to finish P3, or were you maybe hoping that you were going to be able to make a move there on that last lap and try to come home?
Man, I was hoping we were going to get a run to go on the outside there when we came into that lap traffic. And I was going to back off coming out the turn to try and get my run, and I didn't do it. I was hoping that lap car was going to kind of be running close with me.
Butters, you got anything? Oh, sorry. Butters, you got anything there for him?
Just quickly, I just want congratulations, Cody, man. I mean, finally glad to got you up in finally got you up in the broadcast booth for a post-race interview, and yeah, really super excited and stoked to see you run up front and get that P3 finish. So yeah, I just want to shout a quick congratulations, man.
Fun race tonight.
I'm going to go over to our second place finishers. That would be Bad Guy in the number 10 machine. Bad Guy, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
And you got your voice set to always loud, yeah?
Yeah, what'd you say?
Your voice is set on always loud? Yeah, you got it set?
Yeah.
All right, so really not a whole lot different there than what Cody had to deal with. We seen you were involved in a few incidents there, but at the end of the day, that number 10 Ross Chastain Chevy Camaro, driven by you, ran up front most of the night. And kind of give us a quick rundown of how your race went there.
Yeah, I didn't know what Monster. He left a little bit of an opening. I was waiting for him to leave another opening. I was hoping to sneak in there, and I guess it was Cody was on the back of me, and I wanted to go high on that last one, but I didn't know if anybody was going to go with me and get hung out to dry, so I just kind of stuck her out and got a second. I was waiting for Monster to just make that one mistake though, and I was hoping, but that one time he did, he just had more momentum, and I didn't do anything with it, so plus I didn't want to wreck him either.
I mean, I probably would have, but that's just me personally. I'm a little different. Over to you, Butters. You got anything here for Bad Guy, our second place finisher here at Daytona in the Xfinity Series?
Yeah, Bad Guy. Yeah, like I said, kind of what I said to Cody. First of all, I just want to say congratulations. You're Bad Guy, but you know what? You were bad fast tonight. Congratulations for getting that car up there in a position up to where you did, finishing that P2 spot.
Yeah.
You had to stay in the car all night. Was it just basically riding it out to the end? I know you were kind of in the middle there all race, but were you feeling good from the beginning?
I was. Yeah, because even at the start I was running high for a bit, but then everybody would go high, and then I'd poke my nose out there, and a couple of times everybody just go back into the bottom line. So I was just, I just figured I was just trying to go with the fastest line, but pretty much everybody was sticking to the bottom all night anyway. That's pretty much how it turned out. I guess towards the end, a couple guys tried to make the high work, but nobody was even going with those guys either. So I just figured stay in the bottom and see where she goes.
Yeah, with that, I just want to make a quick comment. I just want to say thanks and I appreciate you guys running Cobra League on Friday nights, and it's always a joy to watch you guys out there battle it out. And I just like to thank you guys, every week when I get you up in the booth. how much I do appreciate you guys being out week in and week out. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, thanks. I love racing with these guys, and competition's always tough every week in, week out. So.
Bad guy, just to reiterate what Butters is saying there, is he thanks you drivers for doing the work. It makes him look really good.
Yeah, Teddy is good with taking a long story and making one quick phrase. It makes all the sense in it.
All right, man. Bad guy, great racing tonight. Look forward to seeing you in these post-race interviews more frequently.
Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully I'll be in P1 next time.
Looking forward to it, man.
All right, you guys have a good night. Congrats.